Good everybody, and welcome to another This Week in Crypto. I am your host Craig Cobb of TraderCobb.com, and I want to take you through and just talk to you about what I've been seeing going on this week in the news. A happy Easter to you and the whānau. I say whānau, which is family in Kiwi, because I'm going to start with some good news for the Kiwis out there and actually everybody in the world who used that pesky little exchange that was called Cryptopia. Yes, it looks as though we have seen a high court case passed on Cryptopia about what they lost. Of course, there was that hack. A couple of things to take from this story. It's good news that they're actually coming down serious on these players, and it's actually made it to the High Court because the way businesses are run need to be run responsibly. A crypto exchange, it should have regulation. It should be under scrutiny. And we're seeing here that they were not. But now they're starting to have to, adhere to some very spectacular laws and rules. And, of course, they're in trouble now, which is good to see. It should hopefully help the space to grow and develop as it should do and as we all want it to. In other news, coming across the ditch back to Australia, the CoinSpot exchange has received one of the high accolades that you can get within the space by being awarded, I think it's I'll show you in just 1 second. We'll stay with Cryptopia for now. Of course, they were holding up to 170 million Kiwi dollars in crypto, with up to 1 million accounts at the time when the hack occurred. The hackers still have not been found. The crypto has not been recovered, and they lost quite a bit. I think it was about 10% in the end, or 15%, there we go. 15% of client funds, and it does come down to what's concerning for me, is that they just weren't holding these funds correctly. They were not holding them in individual wallets. Now, what we would call this in the traditional marketplace with brokers and whatnot would be a segregated account. We did not see how they did not have segregated accounts here in Cryptopia, which opens up, well, it just makes it easy to hack because they just hack one central place, rip it all off, and off they go, as opposed to having to go into all the individual accounts. Now, I hope they come down on the Cryptopia founders heavy, because you know what, saying, well, we didn't know it was going to get this big, we tried our best, is not an excuse. Not when you are in the position where you're taking the money. If that's the truth, if you are getting overwhelmed, you should have a responsibility to your clients to say, look, we just can't handle this right now. We need to get better systems in place, just like we saw in the 2017 boom when they were shutting out accounts in many different places. Staying with Mickey News right now, I just wanted to show you one of the other areas there, talking about CoinSpot. We'll come down here. Here you go. Aussie Crypto Exchange awarded coveted ISO 270. I don't know what that means. Certification. Now, what does that certification actually mean? It basically means that you're good. It means that your employees, your systems, your structure, your security is all meeting a standard, a very high standard, as you can see here. It's basically saying that you are pretty good. Okay, when it comes to tech business, of course, we do have hackers. We do have all these different nifty ways of people robbing, stealing, and thieving. And they've managed to mitigate those risks to the point where they've got the ISO 27001. You'll never forget that from now on. So well done to CoinSpot, a great Aussie business, and a great award. So well done to you and the staff there at CoinSpot. Well done there. Okay, NEM. We're going to talk about NEM here, coming across now to Cointelegraph. Let's have a quick little look at this, because you know what, NEM's one that's really been on my nerve the last couple of years. Now, I don't care if you like NEM, I don't care if you hate NEM. I'm interested in the way people run their businesses, or in many cases have not. And what I'm seeing right here from NEM, can you remember when NEM fell apart? Let's go through the peaks and troughs of NEM. It was, I believe, number 4 in the CMC or CoinMarketCap charts there, as far as number 4 of the largest market capitalization. And then what happened? Well, they didn't do anything, really. It didn't appear that they did anything. There was all the talk of, was it Catapult, or I can't remember what it was called, because I really couldn't care less, to be honest with you. But they were talking about this new way, this new thing that they were working on. Well, it got delayed, and then the foundation came out and said, hey, we need some more money, when their market cap was over $2 billion at one stage, I believe. That's just poor management, poor responsibility of your poor fiscal responsibility from the CFO. It's very Facebook-ish. When I watched that movie, I thought, hang on, they're giving a kid the CFO role. Well, this kid seemed to do a little bit better, although he did seem to get ripped off by the end of that movie, but it did certainly seem a little bit fishy. Just because you call someone a CFO doesn't make them qualified to be in that position. And clearly, the treasury management and whatnot was really irresponsibly managed there by NEM. These are my thoughts and opinions. They might not be factual to the actual inside workings of this business, but I can tell you right now, one thing that does annoy me a little bit further is the same thing that's annoying many of you out there who are involved in NEM. And this is why they took the founder, the new captain of the ship, so to speak. The project, was it called? He was the CEO? The president, there you go. The president of the NEM Foundation decided he was going to, after 1 year, 12 months, okay, we'll play some scenarios out for that in just a moment. He decided he was going to take a 6-month sabbatical, fully paid. Nice if he can get it, right? So what does that equate to in my mind? Well, what did you achieve in that year? It's 1 year, and they've said it just here. Look, usually they said that he's earned his 6-month sabbatical. So 50% of the time that he has worked, he is going to get free and paid and time off. As it says here, as one commentator suggested, it's something that you get after 10 to 20 years of service to your company. A paid 6-month sabbatical for 1 year of presidency is not earned at all, and it's an utter insult to stakeholders like me. Well, guess what, whoever me is, I kind of agree with you. I just don't understand what's going on. And again, another commentator sort of nailed my thoughts on this in a paragraph. So let me get this straight. The NEM Foundation got the funds, achieved nothing for over a year, and now the president gets 6 months of paid vacation. This coin has been the worst performing coin in my portfolio, and it's sad to see what is happening to the once mighty project. Now, I can't argue with that, but it's up to you to decide what you do there. For me, look, I don't own any NEM. All I know is that that's just absolute rubbish. I just can't fathom that anyone would have the audacity to do that after having a shocker. They haven't done anything. From what we can see, from what we've read, we don't see anything. Now, we know that if any crypto company even comes up with an idea half the time, they're telling the world it's an announcement, because that's what they do. NEM, what are you doing? Well, I can tell you what the president's doing. He's sitting there sipping a pina colada while you and I are at the coalface. That's what he's doing. Anyhow, on to a little bit of CoinDesk news right here. And I think this is the story of the week and possibly the most brilliant M&A deal that's ever existed in the crypto community. Yes, we're talking about CZ, we're talking about Binance coming in and sweeping the ground, picking up CoinMarketCap for a cool potential 400 million. Some say more, some say less. Who knows? We know that it's going to be something significant. That is a fact. Now, why do I think this is probably the best M&A deal ever? Well, he basically bought the funnel. CoinMarketCap is the biggest crypto news or crypto website and affiliate. We'll come back on this. It pushes more accounts into Binance, Binance, BitMEX, all the different platforms and exchanges than anyone. Okay, that's what they do. So, here's the play. Here's what I think is absolutely brilliant. Not only has Binance now gone and bought the top of the funnel, so to speak, the point at which the dirt goes in and then they mine it and the gold comes out the back, but he's also gone ahead and swept the floor by owning all the affiliates. I'm imagining if he's bought CMC, he's bought the affiliate rights as well of all those accounts. Now, that's a double-edged sword for him. Why? Because he owns Binance. And we know that Binance is probably one of the largest exchanges in the world, if not the largest exchange in the world and most actively used, with lots of accounts. He just bought all that affiliate revenue back then, didn't he? So now, and that $400 million price tag, he might have been paying $50 million a year of commissions. Who knows? We don't know. Who knows the figure? I don't know. But it would add up. He might have just gone, okay, I'll just, okay, well, in 6 years it's paid itself back on that, let alone any other revenue that's going on, let alone any other affiliate deals going to all the other platforms and exchanges. Now what he can do is if he's got the details, he can then funnel them into Binance or continue to get that revenue. And that's just the affiliate side. That's not bringing new clients in. I think it's an absolutely brilliant move. I think it's very, very smart. And I think it's funny because normal traditional business and entrepreneurship here, M&As and deals and whatnot, They're coming into the crypto space, which it was, oh, utopian, let's all be free and wonderful, and now we're seeing business act as business, making good, smart decisions. It's he's going to own a lot of the news, he's going to own a lot of the traffic, he's also going to own a lot of what you're trading. So I think it's a really brilliant move. Is it a monopoly move? I don't think we're allowed. I don't think it's illegal to do it, so you got to play by the rules. The rules are there right now. I think he's just made an absolutely wonderful move there. So, of course, competitors are going to be very understandable. Not at all. They're going to be very pissed off. Of course they are. There's going to be a lot of people that are screaming a lot of all sorts of things out there. But do you think this bloke here cares? I don't think he does. Anyway, well played, CZ. Well played. Okay, on to the last event here. The last thing I wanted to talk to you about this week, of course, the week before, a couple of weeks back, we saw this massive fall in Bitcoin. Let me just throw this up onto the daily here. Of course, we saw this humongous fall. Now, that humongous fall got people talking. We know the S&P has limit up, limit down. The Dow, the ES, the TF thing, they've all got limit up, limit down, limit up, limit down. You want to read about that? Go ahead and read it. It's basically a circuit breaker when I think it's down 7%. There's an instant cut off from the 1987 crash on Wall Street that they put that in, and that allows the market to go stop, take a breath. Okay, take a breath. Now, one of the things that we saw throughout this period was a bit of a hustle back and forth, a little bit of a spitting contest or whatever you want to call it. Here it is, the insane theory. Now, I use FTX. You know that. If you've been following any of my content, you'll know I do. As a matter of fact, you can get 10% off your trading fees below. Just join up and open an account. We'll give you 10% of your fees deducted. But the point of the matter is, I'm talking about Sammy, my boy Sammy. He came out and said some things about what potentially happened with BitMEX, which was, it's interesting how it happens at the most opportune time. The whole market tanks and BitMEX goes, I'm offline. It's happened before, and it'll probably happen again. Now, the way that he put this across, it obviously irked BitMEX and its founders and people that are there, because their feathers were relatively ruffled. And Sam did come back, was humble and quite good about it. I think he said sorry for suggesting it. He wasn't going down that pathway. It just ended up being that they took it the wrong way. But what it got me to thinking is the way he was talking about it, which was, with all the liquidations going on the BitMEX platform, which does have a lot of volume, we were in free fall. Bitcoin was in free fall. Now, it's not the job of the exchange to do this, but if it's not illegal, is it a good thing for the exchange to shut down so that more people can't dump huge amounts of Bitcoin onto the market? And look, there is part of me that says, no, that's not a fair market system. That's not a fair market structure. Let markets do what markets do. But without having that circuit breaker, there is nothing there. So BitMEX may have actually acted as that circuit breaker, putting a halt on that trading, allowing Bitcoin to bounce back from 3,700-ish back up to that $5,000 mark, and just calming the nerves of a lot of very emotional people out there in the market. So am I for it? I'm for circuit breakers. Do I think it should be BitMEX and exchanges? No, I don't. Do I think we should have them? I think it would help, because that volatility, it's going to scare a lot of people. We were sitting pretty throughout this period. Man, I was telling everybody out there how this wonderful thought process and theory around if Bitcoin can just hold its ground. Remember, the rest of the world was falling hard at this stage. Bitcoin was holding its ground. We start to see a trickle of money come in, then a waterfall, and Bitcoin's now sitting at 50 grand. Boom. It can happen quick with low liquidity and big money coming in during a global financial crisis, which we're currently still in the middle of. Be safe. So, do I think that it's a good thing? Circuit breakers? Yes. Exchanges doing it? No. Is it good that BitMEX stepped in and did what they did? If they did or they didn't, Who knows? I'm happy that Bitcoin's back. I'm happy that we've just about gained all of the losses from there. Circuit breakers? Good. Exchanges having to do it? Not so good. Circuit breakers, what are they good for? Well, they're good for having other money come into that market. No, there's a cap on that volatility that goes throughout each trading day. Because we knew Bitcoin was volatile, but we hadn't seen it be this volatile ever before. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That is This Week in Crypto. According to me, your host, Craig Cobb. I don't know. If you thought there was something more important, hey, drop it in the comments. Let me know what you're thinking about. Subscribe and hit the notifications on, because I'm doing some pretty cool stuff at the moment that you want to be on board with. Share this with your friends and family. Have a happy Easter. Get across to the Trader Cobb website and let's get you educated. But more importantly, stay home. Call your mates. Make sure everyone around you is okay. It's a tough time right now, guys. I look out for you as much as I hope you look out for the people around you. Keep your head learning, engage, reading, educating. Call your buddies. You can't see them right now unless you go in there with a mask and snorkel and a wetsuit on. But you can still be there for your friends. Take care, guys. Have a fantastic weekend once again, and happy Easter to all of you. Until next week, this is This Week in Crypto. I've been your host, Craig Cobb, and you need to visit tradercobb.com. Bye for now.
The Trader Cobb Crypto Show, talking business in blockchain.